Kids love being outdoors, playing in the garden and climbing trees with their friends. But unfortunately, the great outdoors also brings on many threats such as allergens and seasonal allergies, resulting in sneezing, wheezing, runny noses and those itchy eyes. We chat to paediatrician and allergist Professor Claudia Gray about the common allergies found in children and what we can do to manage these allergies. Welcome back to the Loft, Claudia.
Thank you very much.
Now, Claudia, what are the common seasonal allergies kids may experience and what triggers them?
Okay, so when we talk about seasonal allergens or allergies, we're generally talking about respiratory allergies, so allergic noses or allergic rhinitis and allergic chests, which can lead to asthma attacks. And I think the viewership does need to know that some allergens are all year round, and those tend to be our indoor ones like dust mite and mold and dog and cat dander. But the ones that come seasonally are generally our pollens in South Africa. So the tree pollen season starts pretty soon in August, and the grass pollen season starts a little bit later, September, October, but in South Africa is an extremely long season which can last up to 6 months. So when we talk about seasonal allergies, we talk about mainly the pollen groups in South Africa, leading to symptoms such as allergic rhinitis with itchy, sneezy, runny noses, runny eyes, itchy eyes, or even chest diseases such as wheezes and asthma.
Now, are allergies becoming more and more common in kids? And is this something that the kids can outgrow?
Yeah, so the first question about whether they're becoming more common is a very interesting one that takes up a lot of our energy in the allergy world. And the answer is yes. Allergies all round have become more common. And interestingly, this has come in 2 waves. The first wave having been the respiratory allergies, so allergic rhinitis and asthma, which seem to already have peaked in many countries and plateaued. And the second wave of the allergy increase is being seen currently with eczema and food allergies, leading to the so-called allergy epidemic. So, for example, 30 years ago, we hardly saw food allergies in our South African children, and now it's a proven allergy in 2.5% to 3% of our childhood population, which means schools will have to deal with allergies, airlines will have to deal with allergies. So it's leading even to changes in national policies. So absolutely, allergies are on the increase. Can they be outgrown? In some cases, yes. In some cases, no.
Then, Claudia, this begs to question, are allergies considered hereditary?
To a large extent, yes, but not completely. So there are other factors acting, such as environmental factors or indeed what we call epigenetic factors that determine how our genes are expressed. Let's look at the genetics. So any child born in South Africa now, even if the parents are not allergic, has a chance of at least 15% of having some form of allergy in their lives. If one parent has an allergy, that chance goes up to 50%. So to a large degree, it's genetically determined, but then modified by the environment.
What are typical reactions and symptoms parents should be on the lookout for before we label our child allergic to a specific allergen?
Yeah, so there I really want to reiterate that you have to always combine the symptoms with a good evaluation by someone who knows about allergies and good allergy testing. Because sometimes people think they're allergic and blame everything on allergies and have indeed got other conditions. So I'll give you the typical example of a grass pollen allergy. So typically, if it's an allergic rhinitis, the child would present in spring with an itchy nose, especially during the day or when they're out on the grass in the field, runny eyes, maybe congested nose, itching and sneezing, and then they'd go for an assessment and their grass allergens come up as positive on blood tests or indeed on skin prick tests. But I've seen several cases where things have been misdiagnosed. For example, let's say a little child is fine in their home, but every time they go to Granny and Grandpa's house, they itch and sneeze and they even wheeze and have an asthma attack. And they're convinced that it's Granny's cat. And then they come for an assessment, we do the tests, and the cat is negative. But house dust mite is very positive.
Parents will always want their children to be able to play outside freely. So should parents keep their kids away from these triggers? And what should they be doing to manage this?
actually, under most circumstances, we want our kids to be kids and spend as much time outdoors as possible. It's incredibly healthy on many levels. So I would say, to make your child as safe as possible, number one, find out what their allergy is. Then number two, you could try and reduce the allergenicity in their immediate environment. So you might want to chop down that particular tree in your garden. If it's a severe grass allergy, you might want to spend more time on artificial grass than real grass, for example, or avoid days when the pollen levels are high, or times like at sunrise and sunset when our pollen levels are particularly high. We want to medicate them so that they feel better and tolerate those pollens or seasonal allergens better. So that would include an antihistamine, preferably a non-drowsy one, combined with a nose spray in most cases. And then number three, we can go on to our sort of very high level treatment, which is immunotherapy, where you actually give the child in a controlled way that allergen to trick their immune systems into accepting it. And with that approach, we can send most of our kids back outside to play and be children.
Thank you so much, Claudia. Great for breaking down allergies, especially in this time as we approach spring. Goodbye.
Thank you.
With spring just around the corner, allergy attacks will be on the rise. But that doesn't mean that we should stop our kids from playing outside and enjoying the great outdoors. We all deserve to enjoy life allergy-free. ALLERGEX Non-Drowsy can assist you with allergy relief for the entire day. Free to be you. Live, work, play, sleep, allergy-free with ALLERGEX Non-Drowsy.